Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
Good morning, everybody. A beautiful morning to all of you. How's the week started for you so far? We hope that everything you set out to do, you are on the way or in progress of achieving that. My name is Asiedua Akomia. This is Prime Morning, the #1 morning show that it brings you every single thing that you're looking forward to, be it in politics, be it in entertainment, lifestyle, health. We've got you covered every single morning right here on Joy Prime TV. And so as usual, we indulge you to be very interactive with us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. And our WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. You are welcome to the Newsflash segment. Reminding you that Newsflash is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phones papa fee. And so whatever electronic device that you're looking for, CCTV cameras, refrigerators, mobile phones, televisions, they have got you covered on everything. And the great thing about them is that from the comfort of your homes, you can download the app. It is on iOS, it is on Android, Franco Trading app, and you can place an order for any electronic device that you're looking for at all, and they will deliver at your doorstep. You can also visit their website, www.francotrading.com. Well, it's time for us to get into what the topical issues are this morning, most especially from yesterday. And I've got one of my guests seated for this conversation. I want you to also be very interactive with us. It's imperative that you do so. It is the only way that we get to know your minds and hear your voices through our messages. So please do not hesitate to share your thoughts with us via our social media platforms. Today, this morning on Newsflash, we are going to talk about Agenda 111. Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has made a profound statement in relation to that. And he had an issue with the fact that Agenda 111 during the previous regime or the previous government was started collectively as a whole, together. And so he stated that it was not prudent to start Agenda 111 hospitals at once. What do you think about this? Do you concur with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? Do you think that the previous government, however they managed the Agenda 111 hospitals, was in the right directions? Share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms. And then we are also going to talk about a very interesting happening from yesterday. How many of you are telecell users? I am a telecell user, and I must say that I struggle a lot, most especially the moment the weather changes a little bit. Even when the weather is quite normal, there are still challenges with telecell. And I don't know how you feel about that, but you can share your experience being a telecell user with us. So the Minister of Communications, was questioned in relation to this, and something happened very, very interesting. And during the news, which Sheila said she brought you away, it was one of the stories. And so Honorable Sam Nete George, he faced Abna Asare, and it was very interesting how it all panned down, how it all went down. I don't know how you felt about it. I don't know if you believe that Abna was in the right, or the Minister of Communications was in the right. But whatever it is, we want to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this particular story as well. But before we get into our stories, I'm going to introduce my first guest to you. She's looking lovely as always this morning. She's the presidential or the flag bearer for her own party. She's hoping to become Ghana's first female president one day, and we are rooting for her. I am always saying this, that we are rallying behind her because she's a woman and I'm a woman. So definitely we are hoping and praying that whatever her dreams are, we will definitely see it come to fruition. She's in the person of Janet Asana Nabla, the flag bearer of PNP. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're good.
Oh, I'm good.
Great. So I'm going to get into the newspapers, and whilst we'll wait for our other guests, but let's start with Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic is our first newspaper. On the front page, the banner headline is President unveils homegrown healthcare funding. 3 billion Ghana cedi unlocked from uncapped NHIS. All right, and then we also have 1 billion cocoa financing plan to deepen domestic bond markets. $1 billion cocoa financing plan to deepen domestic bond markets. And then Ministry of Health set to recruit 6,000 volunteers for free primary health care. Free primary health care. On the back page of Daily Graphic, we have Semenyo, Ghana ready to prove World Cup pedigree. Yep. So I saw this about 2 days ago, which was on Sunday, and the final goal that he gave Manchester City. Well, congratulations to him on that. It was really beautiful. I don't do football. I don't know how come I have this in mind. Anyway, so yeah, so that's it for Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's move on to the next newspaper, which is the New Republic. The New Republic is the next newspaper. On the front page, the banner headline is The Great School Feeding Robbery. Explosive charges reveal 8-year looting network inside NAFCO. How a CEO built a multi-million cedi criminal empire on the backs of school children. We also have I'm not bankrupt. Bedu Kobi says God ordered church. Prophet Bedu Kobi has been trending on social media. About 2 weeks ago, I had the honors of interviewing Nana Kweku Bonsam, who made a very interesting revelation about Prophet Bedu Kobi, stating that he's selling his church, and even stated on my show, which is Let's Talk, which is every Tuesday, right on Joy Prime. He stated that if the Christians, pastors, not come together and come to the aid of Prophet Bedu Kobi, he is going to buy his church and turn it into a headquarters for his shrine, or his traditional stuff that he does. And it got very interesting reactions on social media. But Prophet Bedu Kobi has come out to talk about this, and so you can check it out on social media. Moving on, we also have ghost names trial advances as court admits disputed NSS directive letter. And then we have PAC clash, exposes telecom policy fault lines. Yes, and like I did tell you, that's actually our second topic for discussion. We're going to get deeper into that a little later. We also have Mahama unlocks 3 billion Ghana cedi for health in sovereignty push. And then MPs arrest spares government in minefield. Well, that's it for the New Republic. Moving on to the next newspaper is the Ghanaian Publisher. The Ghanaian Publisher. Banner headline is Minority Leader blasts Mahama, accuses him of reviving criminal libel to muzzle critics. Also, we have MPP rejects government's IMF exits lies. Okay. And then we also have Wontumi trial, former Deputy Lands Minister to testify. NDC 2028, Pratt reveals growing bitter rivalries. We also have NPA targets illegal fuel bunkering. Well, that's it for the Ghanaian Publisher. Next newspaper is Economy Times. Economy Times. We have hands off gold fields. Veteran journalist slams IAA populism over Takwa lease renewal, and then government looks away from Eurobond market, prefers to stick with domestic bonds for now. We also have wage crisis mounts. Only 32% of salaried workers able to save amid structural weaknesses. And that's it for Economy Times. And then our next newspaper, which is the final newspaper for this morning, is the Insights newspaper. Banner headline is Kwacho Fosu blasts GBA over silence on Afenyo Market attacks on judge. And then no foreign military bases on Ghanaian soil. Health Ministry clears 8,000 recruits set to begin health workers mop-up. We've got chiefs, elders set record straight over 10 billion lands. Okay, 10 billion lands. We have reparations for slavery, a legitimate struggle. Congressman tells Senate U.S. lost 39 aircraft in Iran war, citing report. NCA marks World Telecommunication Day and 30 years of regulation with focus on service quality. And then Sheikh Abdul Malik Maiga leads special prayers for Ghanaian pilgrims preparing for Hajj 2026. And that's it for the insight. That's it for the insight. All right, so my second guest is seated. Let me introduce her, Rebecca Agboga. She's a member of the NDC Communications team. Good morning. I hope you're well. The week is going fast. It's going well so far?
Yeah, it's going fast and well.
Fast and well. We thank God that it's going fast and well.
And this is in power.
Yeah. Okay. Right, that's really great to know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get right into our topics for discussion this morning. Now, Agenda 111, like I did say earlier, we want you to share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, again, it is Joy Prime TV. Do not forget to hit the share button. It's the only way that everybody would know. Everybody that follows you, that you follow, will know that we are currently live on your screens. And our WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. At this point, let me go straight into introducing my third guest to you, Grace Akosia Amwabe. And Grace is a spokesperson, MPP Gender Committee. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Great to have you once more.
Great to have you too. Yes, to have you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get right into our topics for discussion. And our first topic is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama at an event has said something in relation to Agenda 111 hospitals, and he stated that it was not prudent to start 111 hospitals at once. And so since it's His Excellency who has mentioned this, it is right that we start off with the NDC Communications team member to really address the perspective or help us really understand the point of the perspective with which His Excellency was coming from in relation to this. Rebecca.
Thank you. I'll use the opportunity to greet your cherished viewers and maybe listeners. And then I also greet His Excellency himself, the President and the Vice President, my boss, Sami Jemfi Akogan, and then the rest. You know, when you are sick and you go to the hospital,
Okay.
and then you are given medicine, you can't say that because your sickness is so severe that you take all the medicine at once.
Okay.
The same medicine that's supposed to cure you can kill you.
Okay.
My father used to say that if you want to build, you have to build, you have to lay a foundation that you can live to build. You know, you don't lay a foundation that will kill you. I totally agree with what the president said, but I want to say something, I don't know, because this MPP, I don't know if they actually care about we the masses. Anytime they want to do something for the masses, I don't know if they even think through it. They just do it.
Okay.
Look at the free SHS. When we came, we started it. And then Mahama even said, okay, let's do it on trial basis. Let's try with the day student first. So that we take it up gradually. Then we put up buildings. So that when we start, we take off fully, okay?
Are you talking of when you came back in power?
No.
Or before 2016?
Before 2016,
okay.
before MPP came.
Before MPP came?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're stating that NDC started free SHS?
Yes. Okay. Yes, because we were doing pilot program with the day students then.
Oh, okay.
So the E-blocks were part of the program. Then MPP came and said, I want to do it. I just want to do it without thinking through what will happen. And that, just to score, points. and he's done it. Feeding became problem. Accommodation became problem. Facilities weren't in place. Nothing was in place. We have problem. We have brilliant students that has become teenage pregnant now, because some of the girls, there's no place to stay. You have to go and rent a place for your ward in town.
But you know, somebody would also argue that this is a problem.
I'm not saying
that was already persistent. Even
no. But it
was something that was already there.
But it became more. It became more. Yes, and this was what we were trying to solve. It became more. If we were to think through it and said, okay, let's give ourselves, let's try and put all the e-blocks in shape, so that we give ourselves maybe a term or a year, so that by next year the program rolls out. I think we would have avoided a lot of problems that would put our wards through. That's it. Agenda 11, first they said Agenda 88. Then the Agenda 88 didn't see the fruition. Then Agenda 111. Agenda 111. Where is the money for Agenda 111? Then it's been rolled out. Then they gave the contract to people that knew nothing about contracts. And they have to be subletting the contract to contractors. At a point, the contractors cried out at the time. And now, the whole thing is scattered all over. Some are in foundation stage, some are in various stages. Why don't we take even 10 and say, okay, let's do it 5-5-5, so that maybe whatever year that the program is being rolled out, let's start from that year. Let's do 5 or let's do 10. Let's do it next year. We do another 10.
There were some that were completed.
How many? And is it in use? No.
Okay.
Completing a building doesn't mean that hospital is completed.
Okay.
So why don't we, what we are saying is, we can do it in batches. If we really care about the people, you should care about how it will benefit the people, not how to score the points. It's not all about the point. It's not all about giving jobs to the boys. That's not it. The point is, you have the people at heart. You want to build hospital for the people to enjoy. You want to solve unemployment problem. You want to see the direct employment to nurses, to doctors, then indirect employment to other people. I think those were the problems we all want to solve. But no. Immediately they came, they said Agenda 111, then 24 million, whatever, is gone for feasibility studies. Now, later on, they said they couldn't even get lands to start the place. So what was the feasibility studies for? Another $100 million for pre-construction mobilization. And it's gone. And there's nothing. And now, I don't even know if it is one of the things they want to use to frustrate whatever government will be coming after them. Because the point is, we will frustrate whoever. If it is not us, we will frustrate. So now they are like, we have to complete Agenda 111. Complete Agenda. When you were having the meeting for Agenda 111, do you invite any? We had CPP, we had the Flagbearer of PNC, we had NDC. Everybody was there when you were making your plans. You didn't tell anybody that maybe I won't be there in the next 4 years. So come and join me in my plan so that when I'm not there, you will know, or you didn't even make any document. There's no documentation that when, in case I'm no longer in power, this is where you get funds.
Has that ever happened? Even with
yes, because you see the roads that are when NDC left power in this system, there were roads that were funded. There were funds that were in place for roads that was started to be completed. Maybe not all, but when you have a bigger agenda like this, and you are exiting, or you know that you can exit power, you have to look for a solid funding for the program, so that when you are not even there, the program can still go on and do it, and then the benefit you think of before putting up the thing can still work. But there was nothing like that.
Okay.
You know, and now you are forcing it on everybody that Agenda 111 must be completed. Agenda 111 must be completed. The president said that yes, he will. He will complete at least, he will take at least 35.
Yeah.
That's much. And if that's what they started, maybe we should be having
35 that that are already close to completion.
Yes.
He will complete.
At least, let's complete those ones. Let's get the nurses direct employment and indirect employment. Let's get people the districts have hospitals, because I think it's almost every district or district. It's a district-based program. So let the districts have their hospitals.
Okay.
So the president, I am always proud of my president, because he's somebody that actually cares and listens.
Okay.
Because these are the cry of the people. I learned even a chief or so. It's not like the chief that says my e-block is not completed, and they say go and organize yourself and complete it. It's not like that. A chief spoke with him and he said I would look into it. And now he said we will take 35 and worked on it. And I will applaud the president any day. I am happy.
Okay, all right. Janet, you come in on this, but I want,
Grace.
I want Grace to, you know, get into this. Since you are neither FP nor NDC, since you are PNP, no, because Rebecca has said some things, you know, most especially in relation to the free SHS that she mentioned, you know, at the beginning of her submission. Last week, Friday, it was one of the issues that the guest on Newsflash brought up, that NPP, one major problem that NPP had with Free Senior High School was the haste to start and then eventually experience problems along the way. So I want you to address it from that angle, and then we'll, you know, take it into the agenda 111. Was there a haste?
A special good morning to you, and to my beautiful ladies here, and to your wonderful viewers. I want to say a good morning to the MPP, the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and the former second lady, Lady Samira Baumia. As you can see, today I'm in my colorful...
Yes, MPP loyal ladies.
MPP loyal ladies. I think I met... Okay, I think it was KMJ.
Okay.
I'm the communications director for MPP loyal ladies.
Beautiful.
My ladies are doing very well. This is one of our new t-shirts, and today I felt like, let me just put this on and let your viewers also see what the MPP loyal ladies are doing.
Beautiful.
It's interesting listening to
Rebecca.
I mean, from Agenda 111 to free SHS, and I was taken aback when she said the NDC brought free SHS. They started the free SHS. Well, we've passed this conversation, so I don't know why she has to bring this one in. Everybody in this country knows that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, brought in free SHS that has benefited a lot of families. I mean, we are on this, everybody, I'm sure everybody's on social media, everybody watches TV now. We saw how the NDC demonstrated against the free SHS. There are videos and pictures and text to buttress that I don't need to go into this, because everybody is aware of what... No, I mean, you spoke for a very long time. I didn't come in, so let me just finish my submission and then you can say whatever you want to say. And we were all here. We saw what happened when the NPP decided to, I mean, our campaign during 2016, we said we were going to do the free SHS. Before Nana Akufo-Addo mentioned that he wanted to do the free SHS, he had a plan. Every plan when you, I'm sure, let me just use an example. The first people who invented the aeroplane, right? I'm sure when they invented it, they had a plan. They knew this was going to fly.
The Wright brothers.
Yes, they knew that it was going to fly. But then I'm sure the first time they tried it, they had challenges. They went back to the drawing board and then they made some changes. In everything, communications, when I started, there were times that I didn't have everything together. But as time goes on, I get better. So we had a plan. When Nana Akufo-Addo brought up that policy that he wanted to start free SHS from 2016, he had a plan of how things were going to move. When we came, we started the plan.
Okay.
There were challenges, and they didn't sit there for the challenges to, eat them up. They reviewed, they made some changes throughout the process, and we can see it. They had a double track. even initially, before free SHS, we were going through a lot in our secondary school. I went to a secondary school. I know the challenges I faced. Even at my time, around 2003, when I went to the secondary school, we had no beds, we had no chairs, we had no water. We had to use sachet water to bath. I know the food that we were eating in school. Do you understand? We were having challenges. Someone decides to come in and then bring in free SHS.
I'm pretty sure somebody is asking, hey, what school do you attend?
I won't mention the school. I will mention it later. You know, every school has challenges anyway, back then. And then somebody decides to bring up this. Free SHS had challenges. But the most important thing that we had a plan, and the plan was to help a lot of Ghanaians, young Ghanaians, go through the school system, even with challenges. And we've seen and heard a lot of testimonies. People who could not even afford to take their wards to school are now graduates. Some people have even made it to the extent that they've gotten scholarships to travel outside the country to study because of free SHS. There was a point where that person in a family, nobody in that family could even travel outside. And one perfect example is a boy in Adesso. I don't know if it was all over social media.
Yes.
He went to one of the Ivy League school because of free SHS. And if you see that person's mother, you wouldn't think the person would even be able to take the person through school. When she was talking, she mentioned something like teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy, are we talking about teenage pregnancy now? Teenage pregnancy has been there since
But she said that it was on the rise.
No, she said, which right? What are you?
She said that it was on the rise.
Data is she using to back this? Even when people were not going to school, that's when teenage pregnancy was on the rise, because the girls are just there, they are not going to school. Any man approaches them, I'm going to help you. They sleep with the men and they get pregnant. Teenage pregnancy has even reduced drastically because of free SHS. And then people going out to the streets to go and sell. People were complaining about not getting house helps in their homes, all because of free SHS. So if she sits here to say there has been a rise of teenage pregnancy, then she's not checking her data well. Because for all I know, teenage pregnancy was down. People loitering or child abuse, yes. People going out of the street, child labor, thank you. People going out of the streets, on the street to go and sell, reduced drastically. People were finding it difficult getting house helps. What are you talking about? That it was on which rise? Now, that's to clear the free SHS. Let's get back to Agenda 111. In this count, when we are talking about issues regarding health, everybody should be concerned. You know, when it comes to health education, it doesn't matter if you are MPP or NDC. Last 2 weeks or a week ago, we were talking about the free no bed syndrome.
Yeah.
And we're talking about GMA coming out to defend their their doctors and all that, protecting them.
Yeah.
And this issue of not having good medical facilities came in. As a country, we struggle when it comes to our health system, our health care. There's a big challenge. So if a government comes in and the government decides to construct hospitals in every district, I think it is a good idea. We have how many years? 8 years. We had 8 years to complete this.
Yes.
We started and completed some. Personally, I was in Yagaba, Bori, and I was in one of the Agenda 111 hospitals. I went to 2 hospitals in the north. I can give you a list of hospitals that were completed during the before the MPP left. Do you understand? Let me just run you through some of them. Maybe she doesn't know. As of June 2024, there were 96 active sites in Ghana here. 30 of our projects were almost complete. I mean, the Agenda 111 that I went in Yagaba, Kubari, was almost 80%. The building was there. When we say 70% complete, which means the building and everything is intact, so maybe they have to do air conditioning, put in the equipment and all that to function, and then they put in nurses and doctors to also function. As at the time that we were leaving, even that, this is data from 2024, June. So we exited power in December 7th, which means after June, most of them had progressed. But then let me give you the data from 2024 June. There was one, Abomosu, which was 80% complete as at June 2024. 2024. But then I think it's in use. The Abomosu District Hospital is in use currently.
Okay.
And that is part of Agenda 111.
Okay.
We had one in Savluk that was 82% complete as at that time. Then we had one in Lambusi that was 72% complete. We have Nanton, 70% complete. We had Daboya, 70% completed. We had Wenchi, one in Wenchi that was also 70% completed. There was one in Garu in the northern region that was also completed, 77% completed. We had one in Sang, 73% completed. We had one in Peve. If anybody, you can go on the internet and check. So if anybody has an issue, I'm going to mention all of them one by one before I move on. We have one in Trede. Trede was 84% completed before we left. There was one in Kokobin. Kokobin is also in use, if you should ask me. There's one in, what do we call it? Avedapa. That's one in the Volta region. I don't know if I'm mentioning the name. Ayedakpa. That was 74% complete. And then we had Boaman. That was 74% completed before. That was June 2024. And personally, I went to 2 places in the northern region that I saw everything done 80%. The other one was, I think, almost 70% because they hadn't finished the installing the what do we call it, the air conditions, the equipment that they needed in the hospital. So if we say 100% complete, then it means everything is done with the nurses and doctors and is active and everything. Even with that, apart from the Agenda 111, I went to hospitals that the one you showed on your screen right now. I went to the one in Nkoko because I was on the campaign team. So there were ones that the former vice president commissioned, and I was there. I have videos of them. I personally took videos of them and posted them on my TikTok page. So there were places that I went. I went to the one in Oda. There was one in Oda that I was part of the commissioning. So if sometimes when I sit here and I hear them saying that projects were not completed, how do you measure that?
So you know what His Excellency is saying, that it wasn't prudent.
It wasn't prudent.
Agenda 111 was started all at once. That one of the things that could have been looked at was starting it phase by phase.
Okay.
So not starting it together, because what if you had started it in phases? Maybe there would be a handful that would have been totally completed.
Right. So let's, in this country, I mean, even though Agenda 111 was going on, we had other district hospitals that were completed and are in use as at this time. The MPP doesn't mean, for me, what he's saying, I think it's a matter of priorities, because we are concerned about the healthcare of this country.
Yeah.
Healthcare is very important. When I mentioned the district hospitals that I went and were almost completed, they were somewhere in the north. The names I mentioned that I personally went to, they were somewhere in the north. These people are in need of district hospitals. We complain that they are in the, what we call it, the villages. When anything happens, they have to move them from where they are, the villages, to what we call it, town, to get treatment. So if we are concerned about the people of Ghana and the healthcare, any government that comes should be able to invest in our health sector. When I say a matter of priorities, the NDC came in, yes, we've completed, we've started it, it's 111, it's already going on. People are benefiting from it because from what I mentioned, some of them are even in, people are in use, people are using the facilities. So any government that comes in, no matter how it was started, healthcare is it should be on top
a top priority.
Because yes, if your healthcare system is bad, then we are in trouble as a country. So any government that comes, whether it's MPP or NDC, we came and we saw they had started UGMC. We didn't say NDC started UGMC, so we are throwing that away, and then, I mean, another, we'll also go and construct another. We constructed it and even did phase 2 of UGMC.
Okay.
That is an important, like this, that's very important to, and it should be on any party's, what we call it, list. That number one on the list, that healthcare education should be, no matter what, even if it's MPP that started Agenda 111, you can complete Agenda 111 even as a president. John Dramani Mahama says it's not a priority. He's going to look at 35 of them to complete. For me, we were in this country when they took 1.2 billion to start primary health care. And then we have another 2 billion going into Mahama Care. If it was a priority for this government, they would have used that money to complete Agenda 111. Nurses are crying that they don't have jobs. People have completed and they are sitting in their houses. When you complete these Agenda 111 hospitals, it will give space for all these nurses to work. Is that not the case? But if that is not a priority, but you decide to take almost, 1.2 billion for primary health care and 2 billion, whilst Agenda 111 sits there, some are almost completed that you can finish. That's why I said from the beginning that it's a matter of priorities. But when it comes to our healthcare, any president should be able to put that on top of their list. That if this government started Agenda 111 and hasn't been able to finish because of the time frame, we weren't able to complete everything. And I have come to power. I have this amount of money sitting there, but I can, if it is a matter of priority, you use that to complete the Agenda 111 for the districts, for those districts to benefit, for the nurses to get jobs, for the doctors to get jobs, for us to be free, so that we wouldn't be complaining about our health facilities at this point. That's why I said that it's a matter of priorities. He doesn't see the need to complete them because the MPP started it, and it is not healthcare. These things should not be used for healthcare matters. Healthcare matters, they are very delicate. So any government that comes should be able to tackle them. It should be on top of their list of things that they have to do to support the people in their country. So if you have all this money at your disposal, and then you can use it to do other things, free primary healthcare that is already in existence, that everybody is benefiting, but you want to take 1.2 billion to do free primary healthcare, when you can use that 1.2 billion to complete some of the Agenda 111 projects. Because Agenda 111 doesn't belong to MPP. If you are sick and you are dying right now and you need a facility to be in, when they put me in, will I tell them I'm MPP? If NDC constructed it, I'll say I'm NDC, so I will not want to be in that hospital. No. When it comes to healthcare, it doesn't matter who is MPP, who is NDC. If we have to complete it for the people in the community, for the nurses and the doctors to benefit, it should be on top of your list of things. It doesn't have to be because MPP started it, it wasn't prudent, so we are going to sit back and watch. You have money at your disposal. You are creating all these funds and you are taking money from what do we call it? NHS.
Should it not be laudable that he has stated that with the ones that are close to completion, he's completing 35 of them?
Because
okay, so this is what he stated, that he's going to, the ones that are close to completion, 35 hospitals, he's going to complete them. Then additional funds will be provided in the next national budget to allow for another batch of hospitals to be completed.
Anyway, so we've seen them read budgets and all that, Women's Bank and all that, we don't see anything. So we are here. If they are going to allocate funds for that, we'll sit here and see how they're going to, because before we left, I mentioned almost 30 projects, all were completed. So if you are saying 35, maybe he's going to add 5 of the ones that we had already done. Maybe that's what he's going to do. But if he's going to give us another budget in the next, we are here, we'll be watching.
I want Janet to comment on this. Now, one of the concerns that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama stated in relation to Agenda 111 was the contractors. Now, yes, some would be giving the contracts and then it will start on foundation level and then you see there's no progress, nothing. And they just vanish into thin air. But he has stated that Yoko is currently, on the matter. And so very soon, I'm pretty sure that some contractors that did not do their bid when it came to Agenda 111 would be apprehended one way or the other. So I want your thoughts or submission on that part.
Let me greet you. Let me greet my two beautiful sisters. And let me greet your panelists this morning. After this place, I'll be going to court. I have a trial. I have a trial this morning. Ever since I joined and started doing politics, I've gone to police stations, gone to court several times because I'm a politician.
Wow.
So, but this one, Agenda 111, I'm happy that the president is talking about contractors. When it comes to politics, we always put all our efforts on politicians.
Okay.
But we have a lot of people who are not politicians who are also causing damage to this country.
Okay.
One of them will have to do with contractors who usually take contracts. At times, they are paid the full amount of the contracts, and then they just spend it. I've had someone whom we contracted to do a project for us privately. And the person didn't do it and took the money.
After taking the money?
Yes. So I called her, a popular person who have always been on this. We called, so I asked her, what's the matter? You took money for this. And she said, hey, Janet, so you don't know. Hey, when we take government contracts, we just take the money, but we don't do it too. We have even done well by doing this one for you. You are still following this in. That was what the person told me. In fact, last 2 weeks, myself and Dr. Edward Nasiri Mahama, we were just discussing about how that project went and what the woman told us. So, truth be told, a lot of people become contractors. I would say that persons who have no reputation, persons who have no credibility, majority of these people, and persons who want to steal, you see, majority of these people, they run into the contract jobs. When you see a political party coming into power, they will go and just align themselves with the political party, get contracts, and will not execute it. So if President Mahama wants these people to be punished, I think we should all support him. Okay. And I'm in full support. It's just that at times they say these things and then they will not do it because the people will go and beg and bring in chiefs, bring in religious bodies, bring in high politicians and things to come and beg for them. Because someone who can make up his mind that he's becoming a contractor in order to steal from the people of Ghana will not just do that and then will not look for people to help him. These people are highly connected. They are connected to he, the president. They will come for his funerals when he never invited them and greet them and snap pictures so that one day they will show it back to him. You remember when you had these difficulties, I was here, so help me. Yeah. So he should make sure that when they come to do that, he doesn't pardon them. Our religious bodies who are supposed to help in shaping the moral, our morality in the country should not be following persons of this nature to go and beg. Neither should our chiefs, because I've seen that whenever we have problems in this country, it is chiefs that they go to. And the chief will not ask, what is the problem? If it is a contract, did you execute the contract? I stay in this community. And if someone should collect our contract money and spend it instead of using it for its intended purpose, I will not be happy. Yeah. Because you were voted in or you were made a chief because of what? So that you can protect majority of the people or you can protect the vulnerable. So I'm happy about this. Going back to the Agenda 111, I think it was a very great initiative. And when the NDC, they were in power, they chose Agenda 111 to the cathedral. I heard a lot of their spokespersons saying that instead of building hospitals, the president decided to build a cathedral. Who wants a cathedral? So when the president heard that, he just did away with the cathedral that I love. And then, because I contributed towards the cathedral, my church, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, contributed towards the cathedral. There wasn't any church in this country that did not contribute to make sure that we get a cathedral. But the NDC said that no, they should rather focus in building hospitals. So the president left the building of the cathedral and then came to build hospitals. Agenda 111. Whilst he was on it, they voted his party out of power. And the political party that love hospitals came into place. I'm even shocked that they are telling us that, why this too much hospital centers? Were you not those who said you wanted hospitals? Were you not those who said he should have built hospitals instead of the cathedral? And he did your bidding, Agenda 111. So you came in, instead of us to focus in making sure that the remaining hospital, it doesn't mean that when you take in MPP their project, it is for them. You also have a share in whatever happened. because it's not the one who started. The one who completed is more powerful than the one who started. So the NDC should have seen that Agenda 111 project. They should have taken that Agenda 111 project and made use of it. But they left it. Now they said they are going to execute how many? 30.
They're going to complete
35%.
the ones 35.
Only 35 hospitals out of the 111.
Because those ones are close to completion.
Is it for this year or what are they saying?
It wasn't stated specifically.
So we would like to know, because if they are saying that they were completing 35, I think it's this year. So that next year, because they said the next
national budget.
So it means this year. Yes. So the media should be watching. It's a good thing. If you are able to complete 35 now, and next year you complete even 35, that would be 70. So we are going somewhere. That would be great. So the media should watch, and they should have asked more questions, because politicians, they like throwing words into the air. They will just say it. When later you ask them, they will just walk away. So to me, this Mahama healthcare should never, they should have pursued the Agenda 111 project if we had no money. Because the Agenda 111 project is more greater to the exchequer account, like the treasury is good for us than the primary health, the free primary health care. I will want to go into a hospital that I can find a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, everything there, than for you to bring out a bragia and put a nurse there who can check my temperature and things and tell me to go back to a hospital, and I'll go to Agenda 111 and there's no hospital. Do you understand? Okay. So at times it's not about our agenda, making our name like my name is Janet Nabla or Nabla's Care. No, it is about doing things that will make this country to grow. And I think that the NDC deviated with this health policy they brought. I don't know, what is it for? Mahama Care. You came in, national health insurance is not functioning. People are holding on to a national health insurance card. That is not working. You go to hospital and you put your relative and they write medicine for you to go and buy. When you do a test, even malaria and FBC, that's full blood count, they ask you to pay at the hospital. They ask you to go and buy medicine. When you give it to the pharmacist, he tells you that it doesn't cover, that the NHIS does not cover. You have to pay. A lot of patients are dying at the hospital because they don't have money to pay. There is no free, NHIS is no more free. It's no more free. So people who are vulnerable in this society are those dying. The relatives, they bring him or her and they ask to buy medicine. You will see them roaming around, and the nurses who I have seen in Tema General Hospital, the nurses are asking, where are the relatives? Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? And the person will die. We should think about some.
There are some hospitals that demand that you make some payments before.
No. There are not some hospitals.
Is attended to.
All hospitals. All hospitals in Ghana, there is no free SHS. If there is a free NHIS is not free. If you know any hospital, whilst we are here, if you know any hospital that when you go, including Kulebu, they collect your card and you do everything for free and walk out without anything, please mention it so that people can go to that hospital. Okay. I called NHIS and I told them when I went to Tema General Hospital, and I said there's a problem. I can pay. But when I watched the people who couldn't pay, it hurt me so much. Are you aware that there is no free NHIS anymore? They said yes, they know. And then they told me, one person told me that the whole of Accra, there is a particular hospital, that he went there and they were the only people. But the whole of Accra, they are aware that...
Who were still operating with the NHIS?
Yes.
Okay.
He said the whole of Accra and even the whole country, they are aware that there is no way you can use NHIS card to get it. This information came from NHIS after I went to Tema General Hospital and there were problems. Okay. So all what I'm saying is that the Nanado government, they did well, but we should also monitor so that campaign time expenditure is monitored.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take a final submission on this particular topic so we can move on to the next one, because if you don't take it, we might not have enough time to do the second topic. And so, Rebecca, let me take a final submission.
I will just add something small.
Okay.
And what Grace was saying is that they should prioritize. If they actually prioritize the Agenda 111 for 8 years or whatever years that they pick the project, we should see the 35 he's mentioning, 75 completed, 80 completed, almost killed doesn't get you the game. I almost killed this animal. Will not make a soup for you. So that 85% completed doesn't mean that the hospital is completed and it's in use. We don't want 75 completed. We want hospitals that are in use. That's only when it will be beneficial to the district and the people we intended for them to enjoy. I hope I'm making sense. So if you are here, reading out places that are almost completed, we know. But what we are saying is, why don't you do it in batches? Assuming that 35 that was almost completed was the one that was put in the first phase. Then the ones that are in 1% completed, 0% completed, or whatever completed, that have the mobilization, those monies would have gone into completing that 35, and then prudently, people would have been using it. Then you will not come and be saying that it's 75% completed. You will just read them out and say, this is in use, this is in use, and this is in use. And this is the next phase we have started or we are about to start when we exited. You understand? Then maybe then the NDC will take it up and say, okay, I also do this and do this. That is how I think we should be growing. It's not like scattering everything and then
would you not have been the same people to have come at them that they were unable to?
We didn't say
111.
No, we didn't. Nobody asked them.
If
nobody. His Excellency says that we were saying they should stop the cathedral and go build hospital. But nobody gave number to the hospital. When they say Agenda 88, we didn't say anything. We were looking forward for. In fact, I said it somewhere that we look forward for the Agenda 88. Then all of a sudden, they themselves
increase the number,
change the number. Okay? To 111. And then we still didn't say anything. But what we are saying right now is it not, wouldn't it have been better if they said, okay, let's do it in batches? Wouldn't it have been prudent enough to say that let's do it? That's all the president is saying. That it would have been better to say, let's do it in batches, or let's do it so that 35 that is almost completed, that is not completed, would have been completed and done with. Nobody will be looking for 17.6 or whatever million dollars to complete a district hospital. Are you getting me? And then the budget for a district hospital, it's roughly 17.6 or 16.6 million dollars. And you are saying how much is going to the free healthcare. And those people are suffering. If you go to Kolebu, the dialysis place, you will see what is going on there. And anybody that visits there, you will start having a different thinking about the whole thing.
I want to ask you something in relation to what His Excellency said during the same, also in relation to Agenda 111. He said, we are also inviting the faith-based organizations that run hospitals. And I think I would love Janet to, take a bite on that as well. Okay. We are also inviting the faith-based organizations that run hospitals to adopt some of the hospitals that they think they can complete and bring into operation.
Yes, that's nice. Okay. Because this project, it's a big one, and maybe there are faith-based organizations, some churches that have some funds sitting somewhere, which they can use.
There are some churches who even have hospitals,
and would want to adopt some of them to complete and bring into use, and it will still benefit the same people we intended to benefit from the project.
Okay.
Nurses will still be employed. They are not going to bring nurses from anywhere other than take it from Ghana or from those very people that we want to employ. Doctors that we want to employ will still be employed. The people that we want them to enjoy the healthcare in that facility, those facilities will still enjoy it. So calling on faith-based organizations to come in to help. I don't think it's bad, because if we can contribute money for cathedral to be built, we can easily build hospital for our people.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, so I would still say that the healthcare system in our country should be on top of every government list to make sure his or her people are doing very well when it comes to healthcare. When she was talking, she said, "Oh, I should have mentioned some of the." I mean, because of time, that's why. But I can use this time to mention some of them. There were 3 Agenda 111 hospitals that were completed and commissioned on the 5th of December. Let me mention them. Atrima Awoma District Hospital is one of the Agenda 111 projects. Ofori Krom District Hospital is one of them. Ahanta West District Hospital in the Western region is also part of them. Whilst the MPP was building Agenda 111, the healthcare, we're also developing the healthcare sector. We were able to construct we started the urology and nephrology and kidney transplant center in Kolebu. We built it. We started and completed it. It's in Kolebu. Anybody can find out there. Whilst we're still doing Agenda 111. In Upper West, we completed the Upper West Regional Hospital. We completed the Ga East Regional Hospital. We did 5 district hospitals in Somanya, in Swala, in Bupe, in Tolon. That's 5 district hospitals. That was not part of the Agenda 111, but we were still constructing hospitals in all these.
Are they
completed and functioning in these districts? That's what I mentioned. The kidney transplant center is in Kolebu, is working. We have, and I mentioned Upper West Regional Hospital, which is working. I mentioned Ga East Regional Hospital is working. We have the 5 district hospitals I mentioned, the Tolon, the Bupe, Somanya district hospitals in Somanya. We also did the Bekwai district hospitals. Those were the red and orange buildings you showcased on your screens. That's the Bekwai district hospital. We did the Tepa district hospital, Trifupraso district hospital, Adanse North district hospital in Fomena. We also did the completed and are in use.
Okay.
We did the Setre Kumewu district hospital, and anybody in that area can find out. Whilst we're doing, it's not like we're focused on Agenda 111 and neglecting it. We're still constructing hospitals in all these areas. We built 10 polyclinics in Central Region. We built 5 polyclinics in Greater Accra. We also did 36 residential accommodation units for doctors and nurses in Greater Accra. Anybody, it's general information that anybody can find. So you can fact check me on that. The 37 residential was in Takrade.
Okay.
And also we refurbished some of the medical facilities in the country. That one is the Ebuakwa South District Hospital. We refurbished it. We did the Tetekwashi District Hospital. And also there's one hospital in Etibie that we also refurbished. And also Kum, Presby, and Ebri, we refurbished all those hospitals. So whilst Agenda 111 was going on in all the different districts, we were still in the field, the sector, constructing and building district hospitals in all these areas for Ghanaians to benefit. Personally, I was in one of them. The red and yellow buildings that I talked. I was in 2 of them. I was there when they commissioned it. Yes, Cetra Farm Plains. I was there when it was commissioned. This particular, and it's on my TikTok page, and it was beautiful. They have the children's section. They had one. All the facilities were in place, and people were excited. The chiefs and the kings and the queens were all there to help us put this beautiful, open this beautiful. For the community to start using. And they are still in use. I've been there personally, and I wouldn't sit here to just say it because I've seen it on. I was there, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Also, Wager Children's Hospital. Just a few days ago, mothers took onto the streets to demonstrate that the government should open the Wager District Hospital, Wager Children's Hospital for them to use. And you saw the videos and the pictures on social media. It's completed. All they need is doctors and nurses to go in there and start working for our children to benefit. So if you tell me, Agenda 111, yes, we started it, some were completed and are in use at this particular time. And we didn't neglect any other. We were still in the districts and in the different regions contracting hospitals and all these facilities to help nurses and doctors. So I would still say, Any government that comes, we are always complaining about our health facilities are bad, nurses are complaining of jobs, we are not getting paid and all that. We should be able to invest. So any government that comes, whether MPP or NDC, like I said, if something happens to me right now and I'm being rushed to the hospital, I wouldn't say NDC completed those hospitals. I won't go. I won't receive treatment. It doesn't matter.
Right.
When it comes to our health, MPP, NDC, if it will benefit the people, that should be on top of your list. That is what I think.
Okay, all right. Janet, your final bite on this, and there we go.
Just as he has said, he mentioned one hospital, ATBA. My son has been going to that hospital. He's in the eastern region, and anytime he's not feeling well, he goes there, and I will talk to the doctors. So that one, I will also...
You can attest to where that is.
There's a hospital there called that name. Called by that name. I think it is in Nkutia.
Yeah, Nkutia.
All right. So with all these things that they are saying, it's good to build hospitals and other things during when it is your tenure of office. The only problem we are having is that during the campaign season, those things, it usually puts so much pressure into the exchequer's account. That's all what we are saying. And I think that we can stop all this if Parliament is able to enact a law to ban political parties that 12 months to elections, you cannot, your too much expenses, you can no longer do that. You cannot spend so much or blah, blah, blah on expensive and campaign flashy thing. You can't do that. I think when we do that, it will help us because I don't think that the NPP did that just because of votes. When you look at Nana Akufo-Addo and the way that man was, I think he has a way of, this free SHS alone can show us that he had compassion for people and he wanted to do something so that when he is no more there, Ghanaians will always remember him.
Would you agree with the president that it was not prudent that it was all started at once?
Yeah. I think that one there. We have. Okay. I don't think it was prudent that it all was started and there was no even funding, like extended funding and those things. So that one there, I agree. I agree with the president. But one thing I want the president to know is that you've just told us don't also emulate them. Because you are in power now, we are going into election in about 2 years' time. I know that you will try to impress and other things. Don't do it. We are out of IMF. We don't want another party to come in and send us to IMF. Because if we spend so much on elections, then we will go back to IMF. So I'm just saying that if Parliament could put a ban on politicians not to spend too much, 12 months into elections, it will help all of us and make sure that all these things, we don't come back to discuss it. But Agenda 111 is a fabulous policy, and the president, I think that this president, Mahama healthcare things should have just been done away, and then this
focus on agenda
because this is not just going, it's not about MPP. It is about the people of Ghana, and this initiative is great for all of us.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
so all we are saying is it's not prudent to start.
All we are saying is it's not about being prudent. It should be on top of when it comes to healthcare. When it comes to healthcare, it should be on top of your priority. It shouldn't be MPP because MPP started it. So then
who said MPP started it? So it should
no, we said it should be on top of your priorities. While we were doing Agenda 111, we're still completing hospitals.
So what?
Complete them.
That is why.
Complete them because this is not about your party. This is not about your party. This is about the ordinary Ghanaians.
So we have to get into our second topic, ladies. Let's please calm down. We have one more topic to go.
Even if it's not a priority,
Grace, please. Rebecca.
The ordinary Ghanaian is saying somebody who can
Rebecca, please.
access healthcare. It's not about your party and the president did what.
Okay.
Complete it. It's about you.
Okay. All right. So let me read some messages, then we'll get into our second topic briefly. Okay. Getting to this one. Eko Desoso, aka Kotorasta of Boja says, good morning. The NDC and President Mahama are doing the exact opposite of what they promised while in the position, and their actions are worsening the economy. Ghanaians are losing hope in them and are now calling for the return of the MPP. Okay. From Positive Change in Medina says the facts, not gendarme. Ukraine, Russia, America, Israel, Iran war is on, but we are not yet buying fuel at 23 Ghana cities. Armed groups terrorizing West Africa have intensified their attacks around Mali, Burkina Faso, where Ghanaian market women buy foodstuffs from. Yet we are not buying maize at 1,700 Ghana cedi per bag. Clearly, we are better than them. Best regards to David Selassie Anthony, the mayor, incoming deputy national organizer for NDC. Okay. Let's move on. Hardy in Pig Farm says, for your markings, sometimes the loudest voices in politics expose the weakest understanding of law. Listening to your comments about no, I don't think we have spoken about the Abonya case this morning, but it seems you want to share your thoughts on that. So I'm just going to read it. Are you speaking as a lawyer or as a politician? Hadi, is this message for us? You know what? Let's move on, please. Anytime you send in messages, we want you to send messages in relation to what is being discussed, so we don't, sway away from what we are discussing. Good morning, I'm Okai from Bantama in the Senate West District. If we are investing heavily in 24-hour market infrastructure across all regions to boost economic activity, then President Mahama cannot turn around and downplay the importance of Agenda 111, which will save lives and strengthen the very human capital that drives the economy. Without accessible healthcare, even a strong 24-hour economy cannot function effectively, especially when many districts still lack fully equipped hospitals. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Good morning, Esidwa. I want to know what happened to your once regular guest, Honorable Timothy Atabwade. It is a long time. I wonder whether he's in the country. Philemon from Jarafa. You know what? We'll try and get Honorable Timothy. We've missed him as well, but he's been busy, in his new office. He's working, so we'll definitely do our very best to bring him back on very soon. All right. Yeah, he's busy working under Forestry Commission, and so, yeah, we'll try and get him, don't worry. Good morning, everyone. Indeed, the previous administration led by Nana Addo Bawumia left the country in disarray. Prior to the ascension to power, the funds utilized for the construction of the 58 million cathedral and swimming pool could have been channeled towards completing Agenda 111 projects nationwide. I'm confident that the current government will prioritize the completion of these vital projects. I extend my greetings to Honorable Kwame Sefe, the Member of Parliament for Anlo, Philip Abochi from Qatar. Moving on. Hi, this witch hunting narrative being pushed by the NPP, especially by the Flagbearer, Bawumia, surprised me. Nope, I'm not going to read this because we are not talking about any witch hunting topic. Let's move on to the next one. Good morning, Madam Host. Some Ghanaians claimed that Akufo-Addo government was full with arrogant appointees and didn't know how they would describe the likes of some George, Felix Kwachu, Fosu, Sami Jemfi, and the rest. It's now obvious to everyone that President Mahama's short memory mantra is rather affecting him and his appointees. Felix Kwachu is today blasting minority leader for putting a circuit court judge to order after the NDC went to the extent calling the Chief Justice as NPP Women's Organizer. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, okay? Like I did say, please, let's do our very best to send in messages in relation to the topics. All right? Moving on, Central, aka Dr. Bawumia, will be president in 2028. He says President Mahama's view on Agenda 111 hospital is not different from his position on free SHS. When you have leaders who lack the ability and foresight, it's very worrying. I remember the things he said in 2012 about free SHS, and in 2016, he shamefully embraced it. Tells us that he lacks principles and vision. All right, Nane Kwama, thank you. Moving on. Good morning, Madam Host. Please, Madam, who says free SHS is 419? Who said headmasters will be given money to buy goods for students across all the school? We are still waiting for one job, 3 people, 3 shifts, and the automatic posting. Okay, thank you for this. And moving on, in his speech on Agenda 111, the president stated emphatically that he would select 35 projects that are near completion. This settles the debate over how many the previous administration completed. Amino in Sawem. I believe that Grace has highlighted the number of hospitals that have been completed under this project. But like she stated, for the sake of verification, you can also find it out, and then we can all be clear on this. Moving on, good morning. I'm Aben from Kabenya. May I ask if the GBA is still in the country, and why have they lost their voice on micro-minority leader attack on a judge and the judicial? A concerned Ghanaian want to hear their voice, so they shouldn't keep quiet. Okay, let's move on from this. Please, Savlugu Agenda 111 is not up to 70% complete. I don't know what the measures are that you are using to say this, but you can, expand.
70% is when the building is complete. But let's say the interior, when it comes to air conditioning and then fixing of equipment and all that. So when the building and everything is completed, that's 70% of it done. Then the equipment fixing and all that will make it progress further to maybe 80%.
Okay. All right. Good morning, my beautiful ladies, especially you, the host. I am proud of you. Please, let's be clear on the NPP lady that Ghanaians are awake, and the NPP as a party, I sometimes wonder if they are patriotic citizen, because all the 8 years of the Nana Addo government, he didn't complete any hospital, even in Syria, in the Asante region. That 98% complete equipped, the NPP refused to operationalize. Look, I was with NPP in Ablekuma West constituency, and in Danso last, Ursula commissioned empty building, and that was the strategy by the party to deceive Ghanaians during 2024 elections on Agenda 111. Please, to stop lying. Nanakwesi Ayumedu Enyenem. Thank you very much, Nanakwesi, for your message. Let's move on to the next. John Mahama has started building 24-hour market in 260 districts, but he's complaining that former president started building Agenda 111, which one of them is prudent. Which one is important? Which is 24-hour market? Who is going to sell in the night? Even KJTR market close in the night. So it is a matter of priority. This is from Clement, all right? Good morning, Joy Prime. Agenda 111 is Ghana's plan to build 111 district, regional and specialized hospitals across the country. It's the largest health infrastructure project since independence. Here's what it matters. 1, bridges a 60-year gap in healthcare access. 2, improves equity and reduces preventable deaths. 3, creates jobs and boosts the economy. Expected to employ 20,000 health workers, doctors, nurses, pharmacies, lab techs. The main criticism has been that starting all 111 at once was financially unsustainable. But the core importance remains closing geographic and equity gaps in healthcare. John Mahama and his people should park themselves well somewhere and concentrate on what matters now. Meanwhile, under this government, ladies were brutalized from demonstrating for their well-being in the Talensi district of Upper East region. Especially old ladies were brutalized, sent by Jonah Penka, from Pikmira in the Tampane constituency, Upper East region of Ghana. Thank you so much for your message. I hope I didn't butcher any name. Let me take my final message so we can get into our second topic. Good morning, Joy Prime. Your platform is very serious, and your panelists should be seen. I am not going to read this. Thank you so much for your messages this morning. And, okay. Now let's move on to our second topic. Well, thank you to all of you who sent in your messages. So you can start sending in your messages in relation to our second topic for discussion. Rebecca, Janet, and Grace are still here, and we're going to talk about what happened at the Public Accounts Committee. I did ask a question that if you're a Telesol user, not just Telesol, but any other network, and you've been having challenges with having a smooth network, please share your thoughts with us or share your experience with us via our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV, and our WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. Now, the Minister of Communications
met face-to-face with the Public Accounts Committee, the chairperson, Abna Asari, Osei Asari, and it was a heated exchange. In case you haven't chanced on that particular part of that meeting, let's take a look at this.
108 million Ghana cedis, which was flagged and suspended by the Auditor General as part of a 1.79 billion cedis claim laid by the Communication Ministry. An attempt to probe the matter further and to offer some explanation from the two sides resulted in a banter between Sam George and a member of the committee, Akwesi Konedu.
And in the claims was 1.2 million, and the amount validated in the claims was 614 million.
Chair, you are confusing the issues. No. The amount, Chair, no. You should allow us to report you are reading where it says that the 129 million that was validated referenced the cybersecurity building. But the ministry had other.
You see, that is what I'm reading from the report.
No, Chair, but I'm asking you. Let's not mislead ourselves.
No, we are not. No, wait.
If you would let
that is why we would want clarity on it. That is why I'm saying I am reading from the report.
And what you are reading wrong. So allow me to correct you.
No. If you say that one, I would disagree. Wait.
Do you see in the report that the validated commitments refer to the cybersecurity building?
But there's nothing that the
and that is why I am saying to you that we did the validation.
So
you didn't do
I am reading wrong. I am only telling you that based on the report here,
if they validated Digital Youth Village, which is a completely different project, and that has been validated, how do you want to equate that to saying that validated part
we are talking
of the
about
cybersecurity?
We are talking about money that they put into this.
Sam George later explained what the money was meant for and why he has invited the Attorney General to investigate the matter.
I cannot understand how $3.4 million has been paid and all we have is a foundation. A building is supposed to cost about $13 million and almost 20% of it has been paid and you don't see anything but just the foundation. So we need an audit, a proper audit, structural audit done to see if we have value for what has been paid and the people are demanding an additional $4 million for that work that has been done. So almost getting to $8 million for just the foundation. For me, as minister, I can't pretend over this.
The committee agreed with the minister and has forwarded the issue surrounding the contract to the AG. The second incident occurred when committee chairperson Abna Asari posed a public interest question about what government is doing to resolve the poor network service delivery from the mobile network operators. Sam George's explanation, partly indicting the previous government for no action, triggered a pushback from Abna, resulting in a fiery exchange between the two.
And I'm saying that we, under this reset agenda and under a responsible government, have done so.
Minister,
no, Honorable, I'm also a member of Parliament. Don't do this. Minister, please, I am on the floor, Minister, Honorable.
I understand.
Let me make my point. No, you won't heckle me. Don't play sentiment.
But we beg you.
Until and unless policy decision is made. Honorable, you need to rein in the honorable member. She's being unruly.
No.
You are being unruly, please. This is unbecoming of a member of Parliament. Please.
Minister, listen, you don't have the floor.
No, I have the floor. No, you have asked me a question. I have the floor. You will let me answer the question.
Minister.
No, you will let me answer the question. No, you won't do that, Abina. You won't do that today. Let me finish.
Minister, respect me.
Let me finish.
This is our committee.
No,
you don't tell us what you want to do.
But you've not brought me here to talk down on me as well.
Nobody is doing that.
No, I listen to you go on. You will listen to me as well.
Respectfully.
We have asked them to go out. We have asked them.
Respect me, can you turn off your mic?
Give me the floor, please.
Minister. Minister.
Honorable, don't do this.
This is our committee. Minister, respectfully, I understand.
If it's your committee, then don't invite us. But if you invite us, you ask us a question.
Minister,
if you ask us a question, you listen to us as well.
Minister,
it's not a monologue.
Respectfully.
So respectfully, let me land.
We will let you land. Just a minute. Minister, respectfully, we will let you land. Minister, we are not coming to repeat anything. Respectfully, we will let you land. Please. When you come here and we address issues, it is not that we want to take anybody down. Never. You and I, we go beyond this. We go beyond this. It is not that we want to take anybody down. But Minister, the situation is serious.
And that is all the sentiments I'm trying to carry across.
The minister has assured that the network operators have been tasked to develop over 1,000 cells this year alone to improve the quality of their networks. On other happenings today at the sitting, the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Rashid Pelpo, is going to look for two.
And so there you have it. That was between chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee and the Minister of Communications right there. That part is what we are focusing on. And then I'm going to hear, or we are all going to listen to the thoughts of our panel this morning. And the argument that the chairperson was making was that the Minister of Communications should not politicize his submission. So he was just, she said that I'm not heckling you, but we beg you, just go straight to the point. We are tired of this politics. And so again, if you're having challenges with your network, let us know. Let me go straight to Janet. Janet?
You see, I'm surprised that Honorable Sam George was arguing with a woman. We all know that in Ghana and in Africa, respecting women is something that we don't joke about.
Okay.
At times, maybe she may be right or wrong, but as a man, you are supposed to be to have the emotional control over yourself. That when a woman is shouting and the voice is up, you just keep quiet and listen. I used to tell people that Bernard Mona will never raise his voice,
right?
But will say things that will pain you, and you will go and look. You are talking, he will not say anything. He will get up and say, "If you are done, I know how you are." And the day of the period of the month, he will say things that will pain you, but in a very gentle manner. And people will be praising him that, oh, Bernard is, but if they listen to the things and they actually look at what he said, people will have problems with it. So I think that Honorable Sam George will have to learn how to speak to women. And the chair is a woman. And we women, we know how the difficulties we face in the public limelight. When you come out and you're a woman alone, they try to intimidate. So wherever we are, we also have that at the back of our mind. So when you come in and you are sitting in front of me and I see that you are trying to intimidate, maybe you are not even doing that. But because I know that if it were to be a man, this shouting and things you wouldn't have done, you are putting it on me.
It started with the previous chairperson. Before he came on to Abna. So it wasn't just Abna that he was.
I'm saying that because Abna came in,
right?
He should have just come down. But back to Sam George and the network issues. Look, you see today I have a court case.
Yeah.
My lawyer told me that he has called me, he couldn't find me. In fact, the day before yesterday, that was on Sunday, I had to stay all night up to 3 o'clock in the morning because the information I was supposed to get, he didn't tell me. By the time he told me, I had to stay overnight to be able to get the work done.
Wow.
As we speak now, immediately after this place, I have to rush to the court to finish everything because of a network problem.
Right.
So the network issues, they are not affecting MPP. They are affecting MPP, NDC, PMP. They are affecting everyone in the country. So when people are having network issues and they are trying to address it with a minister who is in charge of communication, you will have to listen. In fact, people don't use Vodafone anymore. Do you know when you use Vodafone and call MTN, it will not go? If you use Vodafone and call any network,
Telecel now.
So Telecel and call any network, it doesn't go. So I thought that maybe it was no longer functioning.
I personally face it. I personally face it. When it comes to Telecel, I personally face it too.
I face it too.
It's a big problem. I don't know what can be done about it. You can call MTN to MTN is quite smooth, it's okay. But Telecel to MTN, there's breakages in the calls. I don't know exactly what can be done about this, but it really needs to be looked at. Janet, sorry.
I said.
Okay.
So as I said, To me, truth be told, there's a problem with our network system. And the network is our economy. A lot of people are now using network for everything. We have our TikTokers, we have people using that network to make income. People are using phones. I will always tell people that let your fingers do the talking. Right. Instead of me using my car to drive to places, I can sit in my room and use my fingers to type and make all the calls, do all the necessary things, and give messages to make sure that things are done. And so when network is not working, Honorable Sam George, there's a problem. And come to think of it, when Honorable Eslo Owusu was there, we saw how you kept so much pressure on her, and you spoke so much that when President Mahama came into power, he saw you as the only person who could be able to bring solution to our network problems. And he gave you the opportunity. And immediately, the first thing was Tigo. I'm using Tigo. Tigo network just went off.
Oh, you're still using Tigo? I'm
still using Tigo. That's the Tigo that the man called.
Was calling and it wasn't
and
working.
The Vodafone too. As for Vodafone, I know that when you use it at times to call a telecell, it has problems. Yeah. So we are facing difficult challenges more than when Esla was there. Okay. And truth must be told. Honorable Sam George is not politics as usual, like talking about campaign, this one did this. And the reason why Ghanaians voted for the NDC was not to come back and tell us that the MPP, they were doing it too. They were doing it too. That's why we voted them out. And you came in. You came in with a different mindset to bring settings, like positive settings, resettings into the country. So for you to come back and try to point fingers back to politics, everything is politics. I think what the Honorable Chairperson of the Public Account Committee said was right. We are not doing politics here. The politics is becoming too much. The reason why she's sitting there is to make sure that she get the right information so that the people of Ghana can get better treatment and better network services. So she's telling you, and you are pointing her back to politics, that when your audition was there. No. I think Honorable Sam George, people should come out and let him know that this network is people's income. And we cannot live without a good network. And we are not having the network problems or challenges is becoming one too many. Okay. And he's failing in his ministry. Okay. And it is not fighting matter. He should stop the politics and then rise up and do the needful so that telecell can come back. Tigo, both network and even calls can also come back. Can be smooth. There are difficulties. And we are facing it, especially. It has caused a problem for me. And what I'm telling you, my lawyer is watching and can attest that I had to pass through difficulties because of Sam George and his bad network.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, so here, Rebecca, I want to come to you with a question of there being constant politicizing of serious matters like this. So I want to read exactly what, during the submission that Minister of Communications was making, that the chairperson for PAC was trying to stop him for politicizing it. He was saying that at some point he was like, private businesses are about making profit, and those profits they paid to you over 8 years at the finance ministry as corporate taxes. Policy decision and policy leadership ought to make sure that we took steps to protect the customer. And I'm saying that we, under this recent agenda and under a reasonable government, have done so. Is this politicizing or not?
That's the immediate past government. They came to power 2017 January, right?
NPP, yes.
Yeah. And they were using NDC. Okay? At that time, they will keep saying whatever wrong they have done. And you'll be like, why should this be like this? They will say NDC has done it and we are doing the worst of it. Okay. And that's what they did for it. They are still, they are doing it. Still, let there be an agreement or let there be a discussion. They will still tell you that before you left power 2016, what did you do? So today, they are still saying you took Ghana, you took cities at whatever, and then what did you do? Okay. But when there's an issue and you have to just go back a bit to say, oh, you have done this and we are doing it better now, we are resetting, then that's the reason we are voted out. You don't have to do politics with the issue. So were they expecting Ghanaians to retain them? Like that, every two things, that's the reason you are voted out. That's why you came to power. How can we retain people who are telling us that at this time we should be saying that Ghana cedis, the exchange rate should be in percentage? Where they said you took Ghana cedi one cedi point something and you took it to 4 cedis, so it's 300% whatever. And now that they've took 4 cedis and brought it to 17 cedis, it is less in percentage. So now we are buying in percentage. These are the people who said we should retain them for our own mental health. What did some judge said? You ask question. This is not a monologue committee. This is a committee that you ask me a question and I respond. You have asked the man a question and he's trying to tell you that these are the problems we met, or these are the things that we came to.
But does it always have to be so? Does it always have to? Do we always have to go back? Because
that thing,
we are looking for solutions.
You know, everybody and how he answers this question. Okay. Because me, when he asked me, in fact, I wasn't happy when the MPP was doing it. So I wouldn't, it would be hard for me to go back to say MPP did this. So I don't want, especially when we are not doing, maybe when the thing is not better, I wouldn't want to go back, okay? But somebody, because maybe the woman, Honorable Abena wasn't listening or doesn't want to listen to, what's the name?
Honorable Sam George.
Maybe Sam George also decided to, his mode of communication maybe changed or something, because people have a default setting, okay?
So it was a display of emotions.
I don't know. Yes, both sides. But if Madam Mabina is to allow some judge to talk,
okay,
when he finished, then you can, just as you are controlling us here, you said, no, let this person come in. Because it's not a monologue conversation. You are not here to listen to you. You are not here to just listen to me. You invited the people. It's not your committee. He said, my committee. Okay, even if it is your committee, you are not saying that, come and listen to me talk and you go away. Yesterday, if not because some judge persisted to say something, how do we know that they are doing something about it? About the problem. How do we know that MTN will be putting up 800 sites this year? How do we know that there will be Vodafone or Telecel is also doing something? And even he was prepared to give timelines. Why wouldn't he allow us to listen to those timelines and work with it? Because I am not happy with what I am facing now. I don't think you are happy to. We want a solution. So if the man is giving us a solution and adding timeline, that we can hold him up to. He said, at least he was able to say 6 months or something. Allow him to say, if he said those things, and we can, now you only concentrated on what the woman said or what some judge said that was not pleasant. But the things that we needed to hear didn't come out well, because the situation was so tense that we didn't hear the things we wished. Because when he came out, when I finally heard that MTN is doing 800 sites, it's something that's it's pleasant. And there was a timeline attached to it, everywhere to allow us to listen to Honorable Sam George and then hear those things. Then we know that something is happening and we can keep the timelines in mind and work
and hold them accountable.
And hold them accountable when the time comes. Okay? Now you wouldn't allow us to listen. Sam just have to force, because he knows that I am doing something about this. The committee is not a monologue committee. It's a committee. And then Sam George, I know that everybody knows Sam George and maybe the way he talks. So according to the Madam Abena, they have gone way beyond that. That's what the woman said, Madam Abena said, which means that he knows Sam George better. They've been in Parliament for a long time. They know themselves better. So I think that if we think he's insisting to talk, give him the chance to talk. If he's finished saying something and you are not happy with, then you can point it out. By that time, or we the listeners or we those who are watching the program can be a better judge of the whole issue.
Okay.
Now what we're supposed to hear about the solutions of the problem.
It wasn't completely.
Yes.
Submitted. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what.
No.
Was
you see, Grace, it's not about me.
I'm not
it's
saying
about the situation that we all want to talk about.
You didn't hear solutions.
Okay?
So
no, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. You always misquote me. But
but you just said that you didn't hear solutions.
Is that what I said?
You said what you were supposed to hear. You didn't hear them.
Is that what I said?
But that's not the whole.
Is that what I said?
She did not mention solutions.
Is that what I said?
What did she say?
She did not mention solutions.
I didn't say that we didn't hear. I said it should have allowed the man to say, because
you said whatever he was supposed to be the solutions that we wanted, we didn't hear. But that was just a part of the clip. That wasn't the full clip.
Okay, Rebecca, please finish up for me.
No, so I think it's a committee that they will dialogue of things. If you see something in the audited account or the situation and you don't like, you ask questions. And you expect an answer. Okay, you expect an answer. You don't ask questions and then when the person wants to talk or when the person starts talking, it's like, stop. You can't continue. You don't have the floor. It is our community. It is our committee. No.
Okay.
No. I'm not saying some judge did perfectly. I'm not saying that. But I am also saying that Madam Abena should also have patience to tolerate people or tolerate things, because in politics somebody will set, because exactly when you are doing something better than what the previous government, the so-called perfect government that had no problems, that they are saying that they have never seen before, a government that even our Kwame Nkrumah couldn't offer, and you will not refer to. You can't refer to it and they will take it in peace. Anytime you refer to it, this is the government you people praise so much that you have never seen it type before.
Okay. All right. Rebecca, thank you very much. Grace, do you believe that the chairperson was heckling the Minister of Communications?
I don't believe that. I mean, we've taken the conversation, a part of it. I mean, it started from somewhere and it landed at that particular point where we watched. You played the first one and then you did the second one.
Yes.
So it was a series of events that led to whatever happened over there. It wasn't just that moment, that short moment that, I mean, it started from somewhere and it got to that point. I mean, I've been on, let me take it from somewhere. I've been on this show for a while. I mean, when she was talking, she said when we come here, we talk about when the NDC. I mean, there's no point. When we sat here, even the first discussion that we had about Agenda 111, who took us back to free SHS? I mean, who took us back to free? The people who said they want to do a reset took us back to free SHS. So when is it here to talk? There's no point I've come here and referred you to 2012. I don't think there's any point. So when you are saying those things, you have to check, because your people are always there. The people who promise reset, who promise all these things, will come and sit here and still take you back to 2024. So who is the one to be blamed? That was what happened over there. We have an issue. You are no longer the Sam George who is in opposition campaigning to come to power. You are a minister of communications. There are challenges. There are problems. I watched part of the clip where the ministry had written a letter to finance minister to pay the finance ministry to pay 10.9 million and no work. There was no evidence of work being done. It wasn't in your clip, but it started from there. There are serious issues that had been raised in the meeting and they were not getting answers to those questions. And then the committee chairperson comes to you and tells you why and asks you why this and this is happening. And you think it's heckling because he came with that posture. He thinks what he was doing back then in opposition, they are going to do the same. So he came in a defensive mood. That's how I see it. He came to, because I've watched so many people go through this process and it's just simple question and answers. That's why the chairperson said, we go straight to the point. Don't let us politicize this. We know what the other party did and they sacked us, right? You are now a minister. You are not campaigning. You are at when she was talking, she said a show. It's not a show. They are supposed to account on payments that they've made, finance, things that had happened in the ministry. They're supposed to bring out the findings and let the committee know. There are things that were flagged during when the auditors came in, and they were asking questions about it. You don't need to be defensive. And I want to read something. There's one thing that he said. I'm very happy Sam George is now saying that there's one. Let me just read this part. He said, it takes time. I want to read it. I want to read this part where he says that it is, for a lack of a better phrase, you do not just walk into a supermarket. This is not a supermarket that you walk in to buy something. When he was asked the questions about why the network is very bad, he was trying to say that it's a system problem. And today, Sam George is saying that this is not something that you can walk into a supermarket and buy. So now he knows that it's something that you cannot walk into a supermarket and buy, but it's a process. When the other Honorable Esla was doing what she was doing, when Honorable was talking, she said even back then, network was stable. We were having better network data, better network and data services. You talk so much, you make so much noise about communications and what Esla is about Esla being incompetent, spending money, traveling to Qatar. I hope he doesn't go to USA 2026. Traveling to Qatar and all that. Now, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama becomes a president and sees that you can do something, you can do better for the communications ministry, and makes you a communications minister. Now you are at a committee, they are asking you simple questions, just give simple answers. You think you are still campaigning. You are a minister. You are not campaigning. People are complaining about data services, about network services, calling people. Businesses are struggling because of this. We are paying for our network. We are paying you buy credits and you're not getting the service. That's bad service. And people are complaining. And they are asking you questions, simple answers that you are supposed to give. And you come in with a defensive posture because you think people are going to drill you. Honorable Abna Asare is not the only person he had an encounter with. We watched the previous one. So that is the posture he came in with. He came in because he felt like people were going to attack him. But no, you are no longer in opposition campaigning. You are a minister. And these are questions that people need answers to. And that's why the Honorable said that it is a very serious issue, because there are monies that are being paid from your ministry and no work is seen. There's no evidence of work being done. This is how the conversation went to the point it got. And he's saying that this, and she was saying that these are serious issues that needs to be tackled. And then you are sitting there doing exchanges. I've seen other ministers come in and do this, and we don't get to this point. You should always, I think he's a lawyer, right?
Who? Sam George.
Sam George is
no.
He's not a lawyer, but if you, this is it's by law. This is something that is being done by law. So then you need to go, this is a committee, there's a committee chair, you need to listen. And also, even if they are telling you that this is not your time, you need to hold on, listen to the chair, and then you respond. You don't need to fight back because you came in a defensive mood and you want to prove to everybody that you are on top of. Meanwhile, you are sitting in the ministry, almost 10.9 million Ghana cedis is being paid, and you can't even show evidence of work. We are having bad services. They are asking you questions and you think they are heckling you. It is because of how he is, how arrogant he is. So anytime he goes anywhere, he did that at the vetting. You saw his vetting. He had the same posturing. And anytime they call him to come and answer questions regarding his ministry, I'm sure this is the same posturing that he will put up. So if you should ask me, for me, I don't think that it was right for him to do that. As a minister, I'm sure I think before that, they said the road ministry came in to have their turn. We didn't hear anything about that. They answered their questions rightly. I'm also, in all this crime, even sorry for the woman sitting by. The woman wanted the earth to just open for her to enter. It was so embarrassing, if you should ask me. Embarrassing, a whole minister sit there and exchange words with committees. Simple answers that you can ask, you can answer. You had to go through all this banter for what? Okay. And this is to Sam George, please, you are no longer in opposition. You are not campaigning, you're a minister. You need to answer to the people that you promise you're going to give them better and good services. So anytime he's called for such meetings, he should calm down and not go in with a defensive posturing as to defend anything that anybody says. He's not ready to listen. And if he does that, he will suffer in his ministry. He will end up not doing anything. He will just talk because he's not ready to listen.
Okay. All right. Our time is up, so we have to take final submissions on this. Maybe you can choose to use your submission to address anything that Grace has mentioned. So, but I'll come to you, please. So kindly hold on for me. Janet, I want to take your final submissions on this matter.
Oh, to me, I think that Grace have said it all.
Okay.
It is unfair for you to, even the facial representation alone will make people to think that you are being disrespectful, arrogant. So I think Honorable Sam George, he's not I don't think he's not a bad person. He just wants to prove that I'm like this, but he's a great guy. To me, I don't think persons of that nature, he wants to work. But with this posture, people will just misrepresent or misunderstand you and start to say things. So he should calm down. He should now show like some professionalism in that position and stop the yo-yo things that brought your party into power and start maybe he should just change the general attitude so that Ghanaians, you have done something with the DSTV. You did something.
Right. Please, DSTV. I work with DSTV. DSTV, we have this promotion running every time. We have this promotion running every time. So DSTV is not to his credit, please. It's a promotion that's already running. I've worked there and I know that we were, for churn customers, people that do not use their services, we give them that promotion and then they come in, they sign on. Do you understand? So it is not to his credit. Just to clarify that.
Wow. Okay. Jonas, I believe you're done.
What will I say?
Okay. Rebecca.
No, when Grace was talking, he said, Sam George said, a system is not in the market. It is Madam Abina who asked him a question. When Sam George was talking, Madam Abina said, when Sam George minister was trying to tell us that this is what they are doing, MTN is putting up 800 new sites to ease the congestion. Then Madam Abina asked when we are in haste to see what, and he's saying that there are systems they have to go through. That is not like you go to the supermarket and buy it. It's not just like maybe a fixed fan you go and buy in a supermarket and it works. You have to acquire the place, whatever, and build. That's what he's trying to explain. But I still insist that this is a committee for accountability. Okay. You want to hear from me, okay? You ask the questions, or you see a problem with what I present, and then you ask, or if something is not going well, you ask and I give explanation. You have to be prepared to listen to my explanation.
Okay.
But if it sounds like you don't want to listen to me at all,
you'll be defensive.
Sometimes, because if not because Sam just persists to talk, we wouldn't know that these are the things that are put, because those are his last statement. We wouldn't hear it. Assuming Sam just, okay, it's not your place. You don't have to talk. Okay. Then he stood up and goes. How do we know anything?
Okay.
So please, this is a committee that you will both listen to each other. Madam Abina also have her own way. I mean, she also have her own things on. Happening, because Sam George is not the first person that she raised her voice on. She's a woman, fine. Women go with emotions, but please, she should also.
No, Sam George is worse than looking at Sam George. He's a man, and the emotions were more.
No.
Even the woman.
If he's been allowed to talk, I don't think it will degenerate to that point.
Okay. She's the chairman. It's chairperson.
She's the chairperson.
Yes.
Has control over the meeting.
I am not saying he doesn't have a control.
She's moderating. You are moderating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone will be talking and you stop.
And then I request to.
Yes, when you request to, and then ask me a question for me to answer. You don't request that I stop answering the question.
She can do that. She's the moderator. He can do that. And you have to
so what I'm telling saying is that if not because,
and there are a number of times today, whatever submission you'll be making, if it's not going well, I can decide to stop.
So at the point I'm just keep quiet. But you just want to, just put him off from saying things that he thinks that the public should know. Because how many of us will go to some judge's office and say, this thing is not working well. When are we getting any solution?
Okay.
This is the only place, or this is the right place that all of us can hear something.
Okay.
So allow him to say what he has to say. Okay. If it doesn't make sense, then you say, no, what you have just said doesn't make sense. Then we all know.
All right. Grace, please give your final submission. Let me prepare myself to read the messages.
So, whilst, we've seen, I've said anything, all I'm saying is that Honorable Sam George is now a minister. We want better services. We want better network and data services. Just a few days ago, was it just yesterday, I heard people complaining about the 1 million coders where they put young people, the young people are supposed to go on a particular website to go and apply to be part of the 1 million coders. And to date, when they go there, there's no form of what we call it, how to get the support, the needed support. And I'm sure a lot of Ghanaians know how much was put into this 1 million coders. And still our young people were with so much hope that this time this was going to be an opener to them. They were going to get jobs out of it, learn something. But then to date, they go and it takes them to a website. There's a course that is already in existence and people are already using it. So these are some of the things that he should be looking at, things that are in deep concern. And when he's given an opportunity, he should calm down. He should lower his, what do we call it, aggression and everything, and then listen to what they have to say and give us answers. We, the Ghanaians, we need answers. He should give us answers.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and read some messages. I'm Emilia, but I'm Grace should learn how to comport herself and said if someone is talking.
Always graceful.
By the way, she spoke well.
Graceful.
Can you, and she finishes off by saying,
I'm always grateful.
You spoke well.
Opposite her name.
Opposite her name.
I'm grateful.
Okay, let's move on to the next. Good morning, Joy Prime. Isidro, you look good. Thank you very much. I don't agree with Abna at all. Why invite me for questioning and won't allow me answer? Why invite me then? And about Telecel is the worst and so frustrating to use. You can go for hours with no network. It's that bad. I use Telecel, so I can testify. It is terrible. I can indeed testify as well. I use Telecel too, and it's very frustrating. Yesterday, there was no network. Yes, I had no network. I don't know. Kwamina CDT, I have for Ashirinsia says, we thank God Ghana has exited from IMF deal. Ghana has never gone international bond yet. It clearly indicates Ghana economy is on its track record toward debt sustainability. Special greetings to Owusu Nkrumah Abebio, incoming for regional chairman for NDC. Again, please, anytime you're sending the messages, it has to be related to the topics that we are discussing, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to be skipping your messages. Where are you that you are greeting good evening by this time? I'm Hubert Kumi from Jumako Ochiso. Welcome home. Habi Alonso, a brilliant football mind for a club built. It's a birthday. Is it a birthday or something? Okay, anyways, let's move on. Good morning to our beautiful panelists on the show. I am of the view that Sam George was being arrogant towards Abana. Gietro Kingsley Ahuma, Ada NPP constituency comms officer. Hello, I think Sam George should learn how to act gentlemanly. The lady was doing the job she was tasked to do. Sam George wanted to show he cannot be bullied, but it was in wrong direction. Achema from Kwadaso. Thank you. Okay, good morning. Please, the chair lady of the PSC was part of PPA that supervised the rot that is being investigated. That woman is a problem. Kwame Ho. Thank you, Kwame. So every day we come and support what we should support. Hey, Ghana. Okay, Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst Ken Tampo says, watching you live from Frankfurt, Germany with the incoming MPP National Youth Organizer, Commander Chris Nana Lloyd. And Abu Sam George should go and read
the function of the Public Accounts Committee and stop that arrogance. You don't go there to say what you want, but rather what the committee wants to know. If he has something to explain to Ghanaians, he should organize press conference and address those issues. Honorable Abena has done well for putting him to his level. Special greetings to Baba Awal for hosting us in Germany. Solid guy. Okay, right. Thank you very much for that. Let me take my last one. Good morning. Please let's call a spade a spade. Sam George is being too proud nowadays. Tell him he's not going to be in position forever. Just 4 years. You wait. Oh, be coming down. Okay, moving on to our final message. I'm disappointed in the president's comments suggesting Agenda 111 was imprudently initiated. Agenda 111, started by President Akufo-Addo's MPP administration, is a project that has been showcased for all to witness. The current administration's attempts to abandon it due to its allegedly flawed start quite telling. Instead of focusing on actions, the government has resorted to threatening free speech, witch hunting, and blame games. Despite enjoying overwhelming voter support, the stagnation of their job creation policy is also noteworthy. If they cannot see Agenda 111 through to completion, perhaps the NPP will finish it in 2028. Regards to Dr. Bawumia, the next president. Samuel Oseisa Akodie, Abdullah Saleh, Hajia Safia Mohammed, and Atik Yakubu. Thank you very much for your message. Well, let's be reminded that in relation to the Agenda 111, what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying is that 35 hospitals that are close to completion will be completed. That is what he has said. And the next batch of hospitals to be dealt with or completed, well, the budget for it is going to, monies that will be allocated for that. We will see that reflect in the next national budget review. And so, fingers crossed, let's see how it all goes down. Like Janet said in her submission, she did state that definitely if the next batch of hospitals to be tackled is going to be, the amount of money to be used for that is going to be known to us in the next national budget review, then we are looking at these 35 hospitals being totally or 100% completed this year, which is 2026. So fingers crossed on that. Let's see how everything is going to pan out. The media will be watching.
But do you know
we'll
that
be watching closely.
According to information I just got, no Agenda 111 hospital is in use as at April 13, 2026.
That's why no Agenda 111 hospital.
Yes,
the ones I mentioned.
That's why using by the minister. By the minister. That's why using
by which minister?
Health minister.
The health minister.
Yes.
Where are you reading it? For you are reading a postcard from social media.
All right. So
go and find out. I've given you
$4.8 billion.
Go and find out. If anybody says here it's a lie, I've given you.
Well, as a credible media house,
exactly. The three I mentioned, check it and you give it to us. And this is the postcard she's reading from social media.
Valid checks, and then we'll bring you all the information on which hospitals, which Agenda 111 hospitals have been 100% completed and are in operation at the moment. But before you leave, please, the Multimedia Group Limited sincerely thanks everyone who has supported 5-year-old Miguel Intifo through prayers, donations, and kind messages. As Miguel prepares for his second critical surgery, we kindly encourage the public to continue supporting his treatment in any way possible. Every contribution can make a difference in his recovery. So together we can help Miguel through this difficult time. Florence Ahodagbe visited and filed this report. Let's take a look.
Are you sure dog is a non-living thing? No. Yes, example. Cheers. Clap for her.
In this classroom at Blessed Little Angels School, 5-year-old Miguel Intifo has not been in school for the past 2 months.
Dog, no.
Now, instead of running around with friends or learning in class, Miguel spends most of his days at home. Walking has become difficult. Sometimes he struggles to keep his balance. Miguel's mother, Joyce Donko, says it all started with complaints of headache after school one Friday.
Friday, a week, na 6 March, Tamaso. Office school by no sima, miti. Ma miti. Ti, and mammy, a quadros to prepare. Palais a day man. The company was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no, because school was sorry and a pa. Nanimia, peja. Ah, Daddy, I didn't know you. Already, the person who paid was so about my son. I didn't know. No, we was school anymore. We have met on one day. And mother, small my friends. We get by a down or that. Nanimia, somebody have no hospital. The madam and mamma, me too, me shopping, maybe I look around. Training ya bill no send me to na me de no call offense hospital bill otebi krom na me de no call.
At the hospital, doctors ordered scans. The results revealed a dangerous condition, fluid building up inside Miguel's brain. Doctors later explained a tumor growing at the back part of his brain was blocking the normal flow of fluid and creating pressure inside his head. The first surgery was to drain the dangerous fluid from Miguel's brain and reduce the pressure. But the cost was overwhelming.
See, surgery is 200 million. 200 million. 100 million basa. No, say me count some sandam. Papa ni jina wa yedi. Na manadi. Eye easy. Me floway. Just my bobo. Eduane mpo mindibi. Na aye ni say osuni Bible nko. Tais de no do ye na. Tais de no do ne mami. Madam, me be. Na ninu. We ko say. Udini jina ho a wonjina. Atisa mesesano. And the doctor penny no by say, maybe I blame to one one a control ni pedriana. Why do you say kwaha obakwa? I want a sad no.
The school contributed. Church members also stepped in. Small donations slowly came together.
Yami aduma, I'm suffering past day by kakranka by discussion with my madam. Mami Joyce, Yanyabi, I saw my to inside me 51 million. Ah, one bunko to do me bed name. Pastor Medasati. Friday no. No, my fa. I'm afraid no quay. Minta baby, done 2 minutes. Some trains or dimbe baba. I did bet me down home at 4 o'clock. And I dream mammy under. And most empire body if I look at 3 o'clock and offer me again, mammy. There, Diana, or do neighbor, and Mr. Cross, the random that was sick.
But for Joyce, the relief did not last long. Miguel now needs a second surgery to remove the tumor itself. And once again, the family is struggling to raise the money needed to save his life. This time, the surgery will cost 53,000 cedis.
No, the mistake one, the mistake. Mammy, in a make a fa. I'm going to I'm out for one woman. Because of the mistake way. Make up the mistake way. Quasha, but you want to tell me, my mia. And the man sent me out to them skate them easily. Sanka to teach you know, and my won't permit to be done. I will forget 5 years. 5 years. 5 years old boy. And then, you had a crack. Slag off. Oh, blah, my blah. Just say, Obi wa uko kura 106 no eya mam. 10 CD no eya mam. Na sasika me babu ano. I consider ben men sasika no.
While other children return home from school every day, Miguel can only watch from a distance. The classroom he loved now feels far away.
his friends sometimes ask of him, they get bored and they miss him too. So sometimes they become bored without him because he's very playful.
For now, Miguel's school bag remains untouched, and the future his mother once imagined for him hangs in uncertainty. For Joyce Donko, every day has become a race against time, death, and fear. For Miguel, it is a battle to return to the simple life he once knew. School, football, friends, and the dream of growing up to become somebody someday.
High five. Yeah.
For Joy News, Florence Ahodagbe's reports from Gomwa in the Central Region.
And at this point, I want to say a huge thank you to Florence for, putting this together and bringing this very dire issue to light. And so 5-year-old Miguel, there's fluid building up in his brain and it needs urgent attention, urgent surgery. We are accruing an amount of 53,000 Ghana cedis. That is what is needed for the second surgery. He's done with the first one, and the second one, 53,000 Ghana cedis. We are calling on all and sundry. My beautiful panel here, we are calling on you as well. You don't have to do so much. We're actually close to the 53,000 Ghana cedis. We just need a bit more, a little bit more to, push and complete it, have a complete amount so he can have his surgery. The surgery was supposed to have happened, I think somewhere last week or about 2 weeks ago, but because the amount wasn't met, so it's had to be pushed. So please, we are still calling all and sundry. The number is on your screen, account number, Momo number, or you can reach out to us via our WhatsApp number 055-157-5757 that you are interested in contributing your little to 5-year-old Miguel's surgery, and God is going to bless you. God will bless you. Okay, 100 cedis a crown pa me pachomon fambra. Right, so thank you all. Rebecca, please, is there anything you want to say in relation to this? And then we go.
And then we also pray that people would help. I mean, so far, as you said, people should help so that the little boy will have his surgery.
Yes.
And the mother will also get some peace.
Yes.
Because the child is sick, but
yes,
the way it is, the school is sick, the community is sick, and the mother is equally very sick.
Right.
Because sometimes the child can't do things. You have to be checking up, how is he feeling? He is feeling the pain, but you are feeling it more.
That's true.
And then you are restricted of doing anything because all your attention have to be on the boy.
Right.
So we pray that people would actually help.
Yes, definitely. Akosia, so there we go.
So I'm just pleading with everybody to come on board. I mean, the account numbers, the Momo numbers have been displayed. Please, Kitwabi answer. This is a young person, sure has a bright future. He's still in school with all these challenges. We need to save this life. So anybody watching or listening to me, I think we can donate to support. Is it just money or maybe food items?
Oh, I think if you can do other, because
items,
after
clothes, because after the surgery and everything,
exactly,
the family needs the support. So any amount of money that can help this little boy survive. I mean, he has a bright future. We don't know if this will be the next president, our future president. We need to save him. So please, anybody, any amount will be appreciated. It can go a long way to put this boy back on his feet.
MP loyal ladies,
directors. No, I'll take this part of the clip and send it to our directors. We support people too. We do donations and all that. So we'll do our best to support this young person. Yeah, I'm in the shed, so it's good you reminded me.
Exactly.
We'll do that. I'll do my bit, and then I would also let the
God
group
bless
know
you.
that so that we can all support.
God bless you, Rebecca. I believe you're also going to do the same.
Yes,
and then take this before the right people for us, so we can finish it up.
Rebecca, they only say people in power. That's why
they are well enabled.
I will just write the check for you, and then we'll be
see
done.
what she can do. She's one street, so I'm so sure.
Mahama here can take care of this one.
That's what I said. I would call.
That's why he said yes.
It's just dawned on me because
and then I know who Obobia is. I mean, she's straight to the call.
Okay,
I'm sure she will take it up.
Thank you, ladies, for your time this morning. And I want to say God bless every single person that has donated or contributed so far. But we are not, if you can do kind as well, maybe food items, clothes that you would love to support Baby Miguel with, it is all welcome, okay? So you can reach out to us that you don't have cash, but you can do kind. It is well and wholeheartedly accepted. Anyway, so for the Newsflash segment, I've been with Janet Asana Nabla, who is a flag bearer of her party, PNP. Unfortunately, she had to leave midway into the show. She has something urgent to attend to. Also representing the New Patriotic Party and the spokesperson for the New Patriotic Party's gender committee is Grace Akosia Amwabing. And then a member of the NDC communications team is Rebecca Agboga. So ladies, thank you once more. Hope to have you next week Tuesday. Again, God willing.